I wanted to take a moment to be as raw as I possibly could be about my take on what I perceived to have happened over the holidays. And I'm gonna try to choose my words very carefully. But I wrote everything down. I did just want to make a video on what I felt might have happened to me. Um, First off, I did want to say that I've helped a lot of people. I've come across paths with people that maybe like what I do for them, but don't feel the need to reciprocate that because at one point I was so naive and so giving and so kind. However, people took my kindness for weakness. There were times where I was expecting support for the generosity I gave people. But what I've come to find out is that people are people. They're only working at their level of perspective, and you can't um, make anyone do anything. You can't control anyone. You can't persuade anyone. You can't bribe anyone. I'm more of a natural person. I love life. I'm a free spirit. I'm very caring for the people that do come and break bread and eat at my table. However, there are times when I've had to place boundaries, put my foot down and my guard up against people that take more than they can give. And I don't ask for a lot, but I do have an understanding that there's a type of hate club against me. um, a hate club against me, and um, I guess because my daughter feels that she's closest to me to control a narrative, that's her strong suit. Besides my son in tow that co-signs on what she says, and then I have a list of rejects, cast of rejects that um, first and foremost is my ex, that is one of their biggest cheerleaders. And then the question is which ex? Um, um, but there are people on this hate list, most of which I vouched for, broke bread with, probably gave a couch or a bed to. That when I put my foot down, now these people might not even like each other, but they're clicked up because they have a hatred for me. Now this hatred comes nice and neatly packed in envy and jealousy. And they are not going to admit these things, but again, this is my observation. And I really didn't want to come at it and address it, but because these people are very out of touch with my reality, and because of the fact that everyone can spin a smear campaign and a narrative, but few people will actually go out of their way to even ask if these things are true, which is how you can just tell that these people weren't for me in the first place, and that's fine too. But it's just that they've gone out of their way in great lengths to then recruit people into this hate group that are also rejects, like my neighbors. And after trying to bring uh her into what I thought was a really good friend group, it seems that they've kind of branched off and have their own, because I have a boundary and I put my foot down. So it's just the commonalities between all these people is that I helped you at some point. You needed me. I helped you. And because I stopped giving at whatever measure, these people became my haters. Now, for me, it was some weird plot twist over the holidays where I felt, and this is, like I said, this is raw. Let me just speculate, okay? That my older two children had these plans, right? Listening to my son's father, who is in some kind of way affiliated with some kind of whatever. I don't really care. I haven't been with the man in 19 years. So to see that he's so relevant in my children's lives was interesting. Because this is the same man that injured my son. And having put that boundary there a long time ago, and just having a conversation with him sporadically over the years about my eldest son, I just didn't see his relevance or what influence he must have had over my children. So I say that because I kept having feelings that, and this is just, like I said, speculation, that he had made some kind of offer to my older kids to set me up and defame me, smear my name, assassinate my character, and have some kind of tragic end to my demise, whether it be R word, kidnapped, left for dead or somewhere or whatever. Kids scattered, mothers scattered, and that was the end of the great Jocelyn that turned out to be nothing at all. You wasted your time on someone, caring about someone who, with all that smile and joyfulness, was really crazy and deranged and some kind of abuser. I mean, it really went from just hating on me to destroying me and everything that I stand for. Not considering giving any kind of respect to anything about me. And what I noticed is that they try to stage my garage into some horrendous scene, like some kind of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of thing, and go that route to say that, oh, see, she's crazy, this is what she's really like. And my daughter kept hinting at that. Yeah, so back to this Jekyll and Hyde thing. It's like they almost tried to get me caught up with maintenance or law enforcement about like my garage being twisted into some kind of weird looking crime scene with all kind of tools. And it's weird because my oldest son's father's jacket kept getting thrown around in the house, and I'm finding it in all these weird places. And it just got really disturbing. And then my son started getting really aggressive. Like, I found that the lawnmowers kept getting they were attached to the back of the house, like they were trying to set me up to be robbed. And the disrespect got weird. It just got weird. It's like he's playing on being my friend at the same time laughing at my demise again. And that was like, he would do things like wrapping wood in the fireplace wrapped in wire. And it's like you're trying to like get me caught up and then set my house on fire. And then they leave. Like I had to get them evicted. And so that's where the confusion about Jillian, well, my daughter, sorry, well, whatever, taking my things and stuff, like took all the wall hangings and a lot of the bulk of my things in the house and the kids stuff and threw it out. We found a lot of their awards and stuff in the trash can outside. But um and that's why it's like it's hard to say what the motive was, because what did you gain out of it? And now that the plot didn't work, because it even got so real that I felt like my life was in because praise God for all things. I really found my faith through that spiritual warfare, indeed. But um, it really opened my eyes to how sinister, I guess, people can be and try to put on these false narratives. Because a lot of people don't like me because I don't kiss ass. I'm beautiful and I don't kiss ass. I'm beautiful, I have boundaries, and I don't kiss ass. And when my son made it apparent that he said, "Oh, well, I'm not going to stay with you so I can be your slave," and I'm like, I don't even know what that means. He had mentioned Judas a couple of times. But it was just like he expected me to wait on him hand and foot and do all this like cook and clean and just kiss ass. And from exes, they expected me to kiss ass. Like, I'm supposed to be grateful for your presence while you treat me like dong. And then at the same time, I'm just supposed to give all of my everything to you for nothing. And that wasn't gonna work. In any of my narcissistic toxic relationships. So to find that my children have become narcissists is, when I wasn't the enabler of this behavior, I tried to teach them the right things, but we're in a den of narcissists. And I said that's why we left our main family in our home state of Virginia, because I just said that these people have not been model versions of uh, positivity or light in my life. And all that they do is enable the toxicity in others. And if they don't go along with the program, then they usually outcasted and slandered and called crazy, because everybody loves this being called crazy. Everybody says, "Oh, she's crazy." No, somebody put their foot down and gave you a boundary that maybe somebody else in your life never did, and told you that there's a line you cannot cross. And once you crossed it and I X'd you out of my life, you latched on to a kid. So there's a few people, quite a few people, that have done that have latched on to one of my kids because I said no. And they welcome it, because it's like, I'll take all the old people that made life great, but they didn't. It's like I'm the one that facilitated the entire environment. So I'm kind of the one that gave the energy to make that perception of what you saw, what you remember to be reality. And being as though you were just a child, however, um, when people are comfortable doing things, negative things, toxic things, and thinking that you're just gonna give them a pass, um, and it's like, oh, well, why do I get blessed? And I think that, like I said, catering to my kids as much as I have made them think that I was somewhat of a pushover. Just like the others have made the same mistake of thinking that, because this isn't for them. They're going to push the narrative. They're going to call me a liar and all this weird stuff to themselves, thinking that that's going to give them weight and numbers, that I'm just all of a sudden this horrible person that didn't feed you, house you, clothe you, or was concerned with you and your well-being at some point in time, especially when these people weren't there. um but it's just interesting because it's not like I said, it's not like I'm talking to them. It's just the fact that the jealousy, I grew up with jealousy because of my half sister, and that's how it kind of spread, with my mom not having and enforcing any boundaries growing up, and then me having children thinking that I'm going to give them what I didn't have, and loving and caring and kind, when they really needed the hammer. They really needed the discipline. They needed the reinforcement of responsibility and accountability that now they get to skate on because nobody's held them accountable. And it's a lot of people that go around unaccounted, being and lack of having lack of accountability and responsibility to the things and havoc that they cause on other people. I didn't have to help you in the first place. If I would have said no, this would have happened a long time ago, because apparently, um, I would have just been a problem a long time ago when I would have said no in the first place. Because if that's just how I feel. Like, either way it would have happened with these types of people, because they don't know any restraint on how much they can take. I mean, everybody's fine as long as they're benefiting. And that's really what I wanted to know, is what was the benefit from it? Like, all these plot snares and schemes and stuff, but really to uncover what really happened. Because I even have video of what looked like an almost assassination attempt at the gas station, where my spidey sense be tingling and I saw a man with a gun. So I'm I know that I came through a bout of spiritual warfare, because some of these things have no real traction without any admission. But if we have this whole community of people that are just going to co-sign without any kind of factual evidence, and then the copycat syndrome. The copycat syndrome is when there was remarks even said out loud of how they were going to do the same things that I was doing, like the videos and the posts on YouTube, the healing journey and all that. That it was expressed that that was something that somebody else was going to be doing, and copying me, using my image, likeness, persona to then make and this is all speculation, but possibly AI photos of me in compromising positions, to then discredit or then even steal my work, or say that they originated my work or whatever. There's a lot of things that I didn't see that did make traction. And now that all of that is cut off, and I'm in a space where I'm loved, I'm cared for, I'm provided for. All praises due to the Most High, where I'm able to sit back and then see what all is in front of me. It's all that I really couldn't see. I mean, I've had an on off good and bad relationship with my daughter. Um, but somehow I always wind up being her scapegoat for the things that she causes herself. And my son, I guess he just needs an excuse, but I really just didn't see the motive. And the way my aunt put it so gently and delicately today, um, even after and I told her about my ex getting in touch with me this week, and I was just like, that's weird, because first they drop off like a box of my stuff, but it's already soaked in wet, like you've had it outside, so I don't need that stuff anymore. Thanks though. But I mean, I want my computer, but that's about it. But and I don't know if you've been tampering in my computer to try to hack into whatever to find. I don't know. I mean, I've heard and seen a lot, and then to like I said, like they dropped off the container of like the little soaked pieces of whatever we could scavenge from it. And then my ex called me the next day, and it's like, you're not really here for me. You like everything about me. You like everything I did for you and what I represent. You just don't want me a part of it. Like you want my whole life, but you don't want me. And but you like everything that I've done for you. And it's like I said, it's a lot of weird energy because a lot of people feel the same way. And a lot of people feel like, if I'm just being honest about why me and a lot of these people's relationships don't work out, is first of all, they really do think I'm naive. Second of all, they think that I'm just gonna give until I'm burnt out, and then I'm just supposed to have some kind of pity party because I can't give anymore. Like, what the fuck? But these people really, and then I push my own fake narrative just to see what people be on sometimes. Or at least that's how I was doing it in the past. Like if I said something, how do you feel? How do you run with it? And if I bled for that, if that's what I was passionate about, how did you take me as a friend? And there, a lot of people really did drop the ball, because it's like I can't expect other people to be me, fair, and I can't expect other people to love me the way I love me, fair enough. But it's to the lengths that people would try to drain me, to try to either energy harvest, be an energy vampires, or just trying to guilt trip me or bully me really into some kind of persuasion or some kind of uh perspective where, oh, I'm just so enamored by what you don't do for me. I just want to keep giving because that's what. And it's like, if that's the line that we're at right now, then they deserve their hate club. Because I it's like, just consider the source. These people are very, I don't want to say, I mean, I want to say spiritually desperate, because it's like they need that. If it wasn't about me, then just focus on you and what do you have left. But it can't be that simple, because we have to have a scapegoat. We have to have a fall guy. We have to have somebody to take the hit, because it can't be that we're wrong. We're not going to post that. We're not going to be that. We're not going to admit that. And that is what it is, because like I said, these people are very entitled, they're opportunistic, and they're very narcissistic. And they gravitate to me, loving what I guess a chosen one can offer as far as the energy that I bring, but it doesn't it's not going to resonate into anything over time, because once I see that, okay, well, you're really out for yourself, you're not really here for me. And when I call it out, it's like I can only be friends with you for so long. But then to have my ex friends have, it's like this, it's weird. I don't know if you've ever seen Scott Pilgrim, but it is definitely giving Gideon vibes, where Gideon is very upset because this girl done went seven, eight people into her future later about where she is in life, and here you pop up with all these seeming exes having a beef with me about how I chosen to move on and all the time that's passed. It's to the point where even exes have to be in tune with my kids just to have a glimmer into my life, and everybody gets cut off. Like, so as far as like, I mean, I've got my own life. I'm thriving. I'm beautiful. I'm like every other American, taking inflation and rolling with the punches. But to see that people have gone to such lengths to try to prove that they're so superior to somebody else, I mean, and then we don't call that bullying, and then we don't call that gang stalking. We don't say, hey, that's wrong. No, we're just gonna surround ourselves with a bunch of pick me's and enablers that are gonna okay all the stuff that I do, and when I woohoo and say, oh, I'm the victim, we're just gonna be believed because y'all aren't even gonna step on the other side to ask somebody their truth anyway. So I mean, my ex is the one. My last, most recent ex is the one that showed me how to do that. Was how to triangulate so well that people won't even bother to try to care about your side if you're grieving. And I just made a post about being the bad guy and playing the victim in a relationship when someone clearly is never going to pick up that ball of accountability and responsibility. So, um, if that's how God has separated people, then I'm going to allow this season to be my best season and surround myself with the good Christian folk that I have. Mind you, I did not say church folk, I said Christian folk. There is a difference. So so, however they interpret their lives, trust and believe, they will need me before I need them, whatever. But they're all clicked up in the haterade club that it's just like, you've gotten enough attention doing people wrong and um getting praised or complimented for how distasteful and how evil you can really be to someone that genuinely had nothing but love and goodness towards you. Um, it's even like my John Zion's father, where it's like he's got women calling my people, all of my friends list, calling me a witch and all this weird shit. And a lot of this coming from a Lutheran church. And even though my mama was kind of a narcissist, but she still had, I mean, Christian values to that poured into me, and I'm just like, God wouldn't want this. This is toaster worship. Um, but I just don't co-sign with anybody that feels the need that, oh, let me tell you about this person, and people that gossip and slander and you know love the person that says, oh, for real, that's what happened, let me bring them in the conversation, let me talk to them, let me get their perspective and their side and see if we can come to a resolution. And the person that's more hostile, there's your winner. The one that detests and strongly opposes people coming together and getting to the bottom of an issue, I mean, it speaks for itself. You got to consider the source in a lot of this. But if people are already coming from places of jealousy, envy, and hatred, then of course we're not going to want anybody else's side. I think that your narrative fits my narrative. I hate this person too because they told me no too. Let's hate them together. Let's just shine and be clicked up because we're so cool because this person told us no. And we can't stop watching them, like my crazy ass neighbor, or the other neighbor that picks through my trash. it's like how many people out there are really wearing my underwear? It's really weird because you want to curse the underwear because I can't stand you, but I love the way you look on me. And it's like all these people just wanted like a little piece of me, but at the end they got God. So if you can let, however you want to run with that narrative, because every time it seems that I help my children, I'm always the one to blame why things go wrong in their life. And I'm glad that they're adults now so they can really try that out, see how it fits, and wear it. So, I mean, it's like all this hoopla, 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 but when it comes down to why you're really so bitter, it's really because you couldn't have me the way you wanted me. You can't pick me apart and take only the stuff that you want and eat the rest out of me like barbaric, you know? You can't do that. You're not God. You don't dictate. You have no control over how I want to live, how I want to go about my business, or how I choose to live my life after you, by myself, doing what I do in my lane. Like I'm just even thinking about what the crazy things like my ex said, like, because immediately I just felt like, who sent you? Like, I already know that somebody put you up to call me, because there's a very big boundary of, like, no, right now. Like, everybody, if you this, that, or the third, you done. I don't even want to entertain it, because at this point I kind of see the writing on the wall for what it is. So I'm not even trying to entertain obvious negativity, detriment to my health, if you will. But some of the things that he said, it just made me feel like you're just, all of you are a bunch of haters, and you love what I do. You just don't have it in you to love me because you're a hater. And you can't love me because all you could do is try to find and exploit. That's why my Facebook right now is so set up. Like, I don't even want anybody to like my shit. Who are you and what do you want? Like, just let me post some peace. But I don't know. I haven't. Like, the friends that I have now aren't even on social media, and I like it that way because we're not. I know you could tab on, you could look and see whatever you want to see, but um, yeah, my friends aren't on social media, and we for sure don't socialize like that. We call each other, we pop up, see each other, cook each other meals and things like that. But that's the whole thing that I've been missing, is that sense of community. And now that I have it in place of the fakers, the haters, the wannabes, the naysayers, and all this extra, like, I'm glad for it. So I'm better because I know I have a sense of the truth without someone really telling me. And even if somebody did say, okay, well, the jig is up, this is what really happened, I'm still like, yeah, because that's all you could do. Like, why would you do that? Because you were going for clout. Somebody promised you something, and if that was worth doing to your own mama, I mean, I guess that's the bill running. Ask my half sister. I don't care. Maybe some people really don't care what happens to their family. Maybe some people can put their family on a chopping block for the sake of popularity or monetary gain, whatever the bribe is. That's why I say, bribes don't do it. Like, the devil is a liar, and people think that they're gonna get whatever the devil promised them, and it shows for what it is in the long run. It always does. So, the truth will come out. And so, I mean, it doesn't even matter. God has the final say on that. So, I'm hoping that they got, because now all of a sudden everybody's living this, oh yeah, we're great, everything's just great, yeah, we just want to see what's gonna happen. I'm in peace. um Going on with my life. But I did want to post this. I did want to clarify some things, because I did get robbed by my own family, if you will. And it's weird that they're connected with so many people that are not um, interested in my well being, even after I've helped them. And they want to paint me as some kind of bad person. Uh, I'm not even sure what the toxic name for mommy dearest is these days, because last thing I remember, we had a great Thanksgiving and we were buying stuff at Christmas. And then when I ask what changed, nobody has a clue. I'm just finding little notes that my daughter written in the walls of my home, and I'm supposed to think that that's mentally stable. Oh, but I didn't. Copycats. Like I said, she was supposed to have some "this is who my mommy really is" on her page, and I'm like, well, why wouldn't I post it on mine if I'm doing all these videos? Why do parts of me have to wind up on your page? Because I can fit a car in my garage now. I could almost fit two cars and a motorcycle in my garage right now. So whatever darkness in the dungeon, crazy weird crap that was ever tried to be set on me or whatever, consider the source of who's saying this nonsense. And then think of what they have to gain. Like what would be the gain? So what happened after? And it's like I grew up with unsolved mysteries. It's like nobody questions because everybody had and I'm not speculating. I'm just saying, well, what reason do you have if it like why aren't you asking the mother? But people are scared of me because my light and love and energy really does play on their demons. And then it's like, even for me as a light worker, I'm looking at like all in all, it's like you must have some really big demons. Like people must really have some strong demonic ties for the things that they get themselves into as adults. Cause I didn't even know a lot of these terms and like destiny swap. I've never heard of that before Christmas 2024. You know, like I it's wild to me, like the things that I've seen. And like I said, I just wanted to make a quick video because I didn't want to go too deep into it, because at this point it's like I'm just watching Archangel Gabriel work. I'm just sitting back watching the archangels and Jesus protect me, guide me, lead me, love me, and point me in the right direction, because apparently I was supposed to be on drugs. Like the only thing I do is smoke marijuana, to be honest with y'all. I had stage 4 breast cancer, so um that's all I do, honestly. I don't even drink. My ex really turned drinking off, you know. And my kids with the underage drinking that I couldn't, they live on their own, so I could just speak on it. But from what I saw and what I did not condone, um, it's just too much. I steer away from that. And it's been over a year. I mean, I had 5 drinks, a birthday drink, 2 birthday drinks, a Valentine's Day drink, and a shot at the bowling alley. That was the Valentine's. A shot at bowling alley. But 3? I thought I had 5. It's like I can't remember, but it's 365 days in a year, whatever. But these are the things. Like I've been really into finding like-minded people that have gone through some of the similar things that I've gone through, and can understand, and overstand that, some people just look for the negative. Some people are really hell bent on finding your flaws and trying to nail you to the wall. And if they can't do that, then they'll invent stuff, they'll lie and paint you out to be this monster that makes it more comfortable for them to swallow, because they can't stand next to your light. And that's I've been getting a lot of good advice lately, so I'm just humble that I'm past that. If that's where I leave you, and that's where I left you. But I don't feel bad. I feel like the trash took itself out because why am I? I'm not gonna run to no fucking. Excuse me. I'm not gonna run to nobody on this planet and want to ask why you did this to me, why you treat me like this, why you buddies with my ex friends or my ex lovers, and like it's already weird. Go make it more weird for yourself and your explanation to anybody. But see, you're not gonna do that. You rather just deflect, hide, and just say you don't block people that I mean, I'm just one person. So, I mean, if that was the freedom, the keys to freedom in all of our lives, so be it. Then that means that I'm free of haters and jealous people. That means I can go get married in peace and me and my husband don't have to announce nothing. So, like, why would I tell the world? Like, at this point, I'm just so into my privacy. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm too grown. I'm over 40. I already had the little wedding and all that when I was younger. Like, at this point, you know, I'm not here to put on airs for nobody. I'm marrying for love. And that's the commitment that me and my man have agreed to. But there's nothing to like. I wouldn't publicize nothing. I wouldn't tell nobody shit. Like at this point, like y'all gonna have to really like go ahead with that stuff because I've closed the door. But what I did say, I wanted to just say, what I say, I've always led with love. I've been there for people, giving my time, my energy, and my heart, even when it wasn't returned. And yet, some of the very people I've helped are the ones now twisting my kindness, creating false narratives, and trying to rewrite my story to fit their version of me. And I said, that's fine, let them talk. I don't need to prove anything to those who are committed to misunderstanding me anyway. I've come to realize that some people don't want to see you grow. Your strength reminds them of where they refuse to grow. Your light makes them uncomfortable in their own darkness. That's not my problem, and it never was. The jealousy, the gossip, the bitterness, it's a reflection of them, not me. My legacy isn't built on what others say about me. It's built on what I do, how I live, and how I continue to rise. So this is my last and only time I'll speak on all of this like this. Um, because I refuse to entertain drama, negativity, or lies and slander on my name. It's laughable because it's like this is what y'all really wanted to believe. Anyway, my focus is on my future, my purpose, and the blessings ahead. Hallelujah. God fights my battles, and I stand firm in that. To those who truly know me, love me, and support me, thank you. Your love, your prayers, and your encouragement mean more to me than you'll ever know. And to those still watching, still talking, and hating, keep on. I'm sure you'll see exactly why God continues to bless me. I mean, it's so strange that this even had to be said because it's like there's like people are still going on with the little fake narrative and everything, and I'm like, for real, like who me like oh wow like but then I'm like consider the source, and if you just look at these posts and they and the mutuals, it's like no wonder. So you clicked up with a whole bunch of people that got a sour spot because I don't say no. Go Ramona Flowers, like me and my seven deadly exes and this thing. Like, wow, I didn't know y'all really cared like that. Y'all took it out y'all time to come up even with nefarious plots to prove. Look, see, she ain't for what? And then do what with it? Like, it's so lame. It's like Jesus Christ. It's like it's really weird. But I did, like I said, I did just want to take a moment to just sit with it, get this part off my chest, because how redonkulous that I'm some kind of I don't even know what the like I'm a terrorizer. Like I don't know what these people them cooked up, and probably how they wanted to dance and rejoice if something happened to my demise. They said, "Could you imagine the people pretending to cry at your funeral?" I said, "Even my own kids." I said, "So I already know. Don't even put me in the ground acting a fake a funk. Like I give a fuck about any of you motherfuckers. There's only about like 3, 4 of y'all on that side of the on that side. That my new side, we strong, we good. Like that's bad, yeah. But to the old ones, they all like, I didn't even know she had it for it. it's it's giving really really mental, really narcissist, like really like I gotta like it's a whole community of like we're gonna hate on her because of how good she been to us. She didn't even have to let us stay in her house. She didn't even have to cook for all them 20 people meals and all this. Y'all are outrageous. I just want to say that. Just put it out there. Y'all are outrageous. The hate. Because why won't she just die? Could you imagine having people really, really having town hall meetings about we can't stand this bitch? Like for real. Like I mean, like wow. I told this girl when I first met her, I said, now me can either go one or two ways. And I tell people this, we could be really great or we could be really sour. And I don't have no in between. We either or, okay? So keep that in mind as we go forward. But I don't be expecting nobody to team Jossie this or that. I be people thinking people on the side of true justice and Jesus, but to each their own. Everybody ain't got the same standards. You know what I'm saying? People can't make it 45, 46 minutes in a video. Just tell the truth. No, we want to lurk in the shadows. We want to gossip and kiki up behind it. Like it's like what the like if it's that if y'all life has to be, then I was good enough to leave y'all busters in the past anyway. Like, what's the miss? If anything, all that weight got off my back. I ain't gotta worry about y'all. I ain't gotta help y'all. I ain't gotta. So I might as well hate you because we already know you're not going to help us anymore. Maybe if we cry loud enough and hard enough and put on a good show. Like this joker tried to do the other day. Like, bro, no, bro. I can smell the BS on you, bro. Like, just cut it. We're not going any further. But you have to make them boundaries. Like, you gotta stick them boundaries up. People last for real, man. Like, I don't care what you say about me. I still said no. You could, okay, but that's the only shot you had. That's the only shot you had. That's the one shot God gave you on everything I love about Jesus, because he sat there and hung in front of all his friends and family too. So I ain't even worried about if I'm in good company. I already know where I'm going about all this. But I'm not the only one that's been persecuted. Falsifier, manipulator, and all this. I'm not the only one that has gotten a smear campaign and been lied on because you were light and shining and too good for these folks. That's why I can't take y'all nowhere. I can't do nothing with y'all. I'm glad that things happened the way it did, because I couldn't be no millionaire surrounded by y'all mother. I really couldn't. I couldn't. How? Way y'all would have been all official and elite with this shit if y'all had some money. It would have been a whole stain smear if y'all really. But that's why I don't respect it, because it's so low level and it's so low vibing that God the entire encompassing of the Most High had to intervene, and I'm talking about 10,000 angels. I'm talking about archangels, angels, ancestors, elders, spirit teams, spirit guides, prayer warriors. I'm talking about you even got the Galactic Federation parking spaceships on top of the crib. It's like, oh, look at that, like, like it's serious. It's serious. You had the whole star system tuning in to see what happened next on this chapter of days days of our time and all this, because let's see if the ha ha she don't know nothing. She's just tinkering away, doing her job, taking care of kids and her mom. But let's just make this whole plot and see how far we can go. And supposedly I'm supposed to be dead somewhere around December 9th, December 10th, December 12th. Somebody's birthday. I was supposed to be dead a long time ago, they said. Busting through my windows and the dog dragging me to the basement and saying it's my fault, not myself or whatever. Whatever. I don't know. It'd be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. It'd be like really weird. Life be really weird sometimes, and then like I said, you got people. I saw people at the gas station that I knew. I'm talking about some. So who got the gun? Because I did what now? And I'm like, I'm sitting there like this is my time that I'm getting all this good healing information on my wellness journey, wanting to give more because I'm learning more. Really, really be out in the community. I love the church and everything, and bringing the kids, and I'm just minding my business. And I guess that's what happens with most people. Like, people just be out here minding their business. And it's like, I mean, when you got a world where a woman has to can tell a man no, and he want to get disrespectful because she said no, she don't want to give her number. Or you got the world of Kanika Jenkins where you think all these people are your friends, you wind up in the damn freezer somewhere. A lot of these let's be clicked up friends posted up and everything. Let's take a trip and wind up. I couldn't even get the trip package. I couldn't either. I just playing, Lord. I'm just playing. But I'm just saying, like, like for real, God bless the souls that really trust these people, and then they find out that these people, like the girl just now, a couple of days ago with the friends, and she was bludgeoned, stabbed, and set on fire. Like, these people, this shit is no joke. Like, these people are sick, and they'll go around. I remember what I was saying, but yeah, these people will go around and really make a smear campaign, drag your name in the mud, act like they were so close. Like, I don't know what happened, and meanwhile they be the ones. So now that I've actually had a minute to talk about it, and I told my son, I said a lot of it too, like my youngest is 9, right? I'm talking to my 13-year-old. He's got a lot going on with his life, God bless him. But I'm talking to my 13-year-old. I said, you know, my other son is 19, but he's disabled, right? My mother has dementia. My youngest is 9. So if people really wanted to know about my character, they come to you and ask you, you know. But I said, look at the lengths that your siblings did to have us out homeless, destitute. Like, there are things that he and I both saw that kind of go into all of this. But like I said, I mean, that's just speculation because nobody could tell me the truth. So, I'm just glad that I got that was my way out of that kind of toxic environment where I'm surrounded by a lot of toxic people, people that didn't have my best interests, narcissists, saboteurs, heathens and demons, because I think that God separated me from these people because he didn't want me around people that were going to exploit me and take me for granted. If I really did get blessed, yes, these people would set me up to try to take from me. Even coming back here when I did come back home, it's like even my lawn furniture, I could see it straight up on my neighbor's porch. But it's like you clicked up with my kids. So it's like I'm not exactly sure how people bump how they sleep at night. I don't even know how they get the gall to be 30 and 40 something years old coming up with schemes against another woman and her kids while we live in our life minding our business. You want to put your nose in, have your 2 cents because you didn't like how I said no to you either. Click up with somebody that's mad at my attitude because I can't be that happy all the time. I can't be that sunshine. Oh, it's got to be drugs, or I must what, like I must be what, on drugs, a prostitute, doing all kind of stuff outside my home in front of my kid. Whatever. Oh, crazy, of course, but whatever anybody can say that they can co-sign to. Yeah, my ex-husband clearly, oh yeah, she's crazy because she almost had me killed, and I just keep my distance because I don't know what she's up to. The ex-boyfriend, same thing. Oh yeah, I like her, but the arguing and the drinking, and he probably pointing fingers, make it seem like it was all me or some shit. I couldn't trust her or some crazy crap. But it's like going into these, like, everybody's motives, like even like the ex friends or the cousin and all these people that I see chiming and co-signing on this narrative, like I'm really the problem, and it's really like y'all can't look at yourselves for 5 seconds. Oh, of course you can. That's how you found out that you're miserable enough to have to come for me. So, like I said, I'm just taking it in, and like I said, it's like, don't need me. Don't need me. I have given at the office. I've done everything that I could. But again, I love that my friends currently are Christian people, Christian minded people, and they're not in this whole cult like behavior where we're just gonna hate on this chick and bygones be bygones. If we even just rid of her, maybe that's just the incentive of I'm just not here putting a smile on God's green earth the way he told me to. I have no idea. I'm not even invested really. I just think that it's weird that it's February now. I died in December, right? But I'm still here, praise God. Um but I'm still here, and I'm thriving, not surviving, I'm thriving because I've chosen to empower myself and just stay focused on my path moving forward. I have nothing to do with these people. I have nothing for them. Um Man, woman or child. I told my ex, I don't wish nothing bad on y'all. I forgive y'all, but my time in your lives is over, and I'm glad for it because God was in rooms I was never allowed in, listen to conversations I was never a part of, and all I can say is glory be to Jesus, because biblically that's the only one I can relate to that's actually been through some kind of mess like this. You were crucified for being innocent, for being giving, for being loving, for being kind, for being empathetic, for being compassionate, for healing, for helping people. And the same people that you helped are the same people that put a knife in your back or hung you up there and left you there, like gave you a lashing, 70 some lashings. Like it's just heartbreaking that that's what it came down to. But like I said, I'm thriving now. Safe, anointed, and protected. My children are protected. It's just like I said, you got to be very careful about your friends. Be very, very careful even with your family, because if you've already had issues with somebody and you're overcompensating and overgiving and oversharing, and you're really the only one pulling your weight in the relationship, it's toxic. You have to leave because you don't know if they're really plotting your demise. And it's that serious. Like, we live in a world today that people will really get close to you, be friends with you, to try to put something in your drink. put something in your eggs or just spaghetti or something. They'll try you in so many different ways if you're not on guard, and if especially if you're not listening to your intuition, anything can happen. So I just I pray for people, um, but we move on, and I'm very blessed to be able to do so. So um, I'm just addressing the hate club. Y'all have what, like a voodoo doll of me? You stab me every now and again. What, you have an altar of me? You're doing mirror work and all this crap. I'm telling you, a lot of these terms I have not known about or really invested to know about since December. Like I'm really fresh on this stuff. And you do what now? And you have a shrine with my panties in your closet because you're mad at me that I said that you couldn't be in my life anymore. So you clicked up with my ex and my kids and a few of my hater homies, and y'all decided to be frenemies and hold powwows at midnight about how you're gonna cook up some kind of kitchen magic to come at me again. It's weird. It's really weird because it's like you can't even just tell somebody no. You can't even just give your space. You gotta take some salt and put it around your property, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta just anoint everything with oil, because Jesus, Jesus, like, it's crazy. But like I said, if that's the cost of it, then I'm good. I'm really good. I just like I said with my son, we just saw some of the same things, and it was like, we do a lot. In fact, my son runs a prayer group. I'm proud of him for that. And it's like, keep God first, because I don't, you don't know about people, but just pray for them. You don't know what demons they're fighting, and that's the best I could do for these folks at the end of the day, which is what I was doing anyway. But to be to go so far into such a nefarious plot is just, how low could you go? And you're still running with the narrative as if I deserve that, and you gonna co-sign with people that don't want to look at me in the face, but she deserve it too. That's just the craziest stuff. And we grown, a lot of 8 and 9 grown-year-olds running around here thinking that they can bend magic and play with God, like, oh no, there's no consequences for this. Okay. But thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this one. Um, I'm gonna make another video, but I did just want to get this one all the way out and really put my thoughts on here because this is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And you got people that pretend for years like they somebody friend, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. Keep, I would say keep your friends close with your enemies closer, but that's God's job. God sees vengeance. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Let's be wise about who you have in your circle, especially as you start developing your talents and gifts and getting blessed. Beware of copycat energy, people that want to just look at you to bite off you or imitate your style, because a lot of times they say imitation is the highest form of flattery. Some of these people are really psychos and try to doppelgang you for real, like all the way, like your voice to get AI. They stage things like it get, and when they think they have a moment to do something, they probably go even further than that. That's just from what I can see. But I'm sure there's a whole world of stuff I can't. So take care of yourselves and each other. Um, Pray without ceasing always. And God bless. You know. Comment, share, like, and subscribe if this is something that resonates with you or if it might help somebody else. You're not alone if you were a victim of, I don't know, I want to say like gang stalking, but it's so weak. I want to say it's more like victims of envy. Victims of envy. I think that's what I'm going to save this. Victims of envy. Stay blessed.